and my two little sisters. I also had a private tutor that taught me reading, writing, arithmetic, and the Greek language. The Greeks had a big influence on us Romans. We also had our own private field which we played sports on, like many of you. I was a skinny child, but I was still very handsome. When I was 14, I married a girl named Cornelia, the daughter of Cinna. Cinna was a powerful man in Rome. A year after that, we had our first baby, Julia. A year after we had our baby, my father went on a trip to Pisa, but he died on the way there. But I did not have a long time to mourn as a man named Sulla came to power, and he hated Cinna. My cousin Gratidianus, should I say that 5 times fast, suffered an especially gruesome fate. I tell you, but we're about to have refreshments, and I wouldn't want to make you lose your appetite. I was lucky to escape a similar fate because I was spared months later. And everything went back to normal for a few years. I went to Rhodes to study a famous philosopher. On the way there, I was captured by a group of pirates. As they pushed me onto their ship, they told me they planned to hold me for a ransom for 50 talents. I scoffed at the idea I was worth so little. I was worth at least 100 talents, maybe more. I told them as soon as I got off that ship, I'd have them all executed. And when I got off that ship, that's exactly what I did. When I returned to Rome, I was popular for executing those pirates. They were a problem back then. Due to my growing popularity among the people, the consul and senate decided to send me to Spain to get rid of me for a few years. While there, I was successful in removing the bandits and improving the Spaniards' way of life. But when I returned to Rome years later, I got word of my friend Pompey coming to power. Even though he was my friend, he wanted me out of his way so he could do other things without the constant worry of somebody about to steal his throne. So I paused at the Rubicon River, the border between Rome and all of its neighboring countries. If I crossed the river, I would most definitely start a civil war. But if I didn't cross, I would never get back to Rome. I decided to cross the river knowing that my army could only be defeated by the strongest of soldiers. And I was right. Almost as soon as I came into Rome, Pompey fled to Greece. So we had to follow him to Greece to take him back to his position in Rome. I got a battle there, but almost as soon as he started losing, he fled all the way to Egypt, the big baby. And so we had to follow him too. But I was surprised to learn that one of the rulers, Cleopatra, had killed Pompey. That Cleopatra had killed Pompey as a gift to me because she didn't know he was my friend. And this saddened me because he was my friend, but I was relieved nonetheless. But I decided my job was done, but I decided to stay in Egypt a little longer. That was where I became acquainted with Cleopatra. And we were married months later, and I returned to Rome with the joyful news of our baby son. But when I got back to Rome, the Senate couldn't prevent it forever. The people made me dictator. But the Senate didn't like that. They invited me to a meeting on March 15th, the Ides of March. And my wife told me not to go to that meeting, but I didn't listen. Almost as soon as I got into the room, Lieutenant converged upon me. And my own best friend Brutus was among them. He was even the one to cast a fatal blow. Lying there, dying, with my final breath. My last words were, "Tubrute." Well, that wraps it up. If there's one thing you can learn from my life, it would be this. Husbands, listen to your wives.
Who wrote that?
I'd stay longer, but I'm signing autographs after this, so I'll leave you with peace. I've had enough war in my life.